I showed you everything with the ribbons, but the reason I'm gonna keep having this form open is because the toolbar that has all the other options is attached to this form. You can just open the forms themselves for different settings, but it's easier to just keep this form open and have all the other options. So the next one I'm gonna show you is the user logins. You have this form where you would create users. So this right here should be a Windows login, because other parts of the app will read the user's login, for example, for the notes, and it would make things easier if this matched. That's how I do it. But it doesn't have to, but you will have to make some slight changes if that's how you prefer it. And then here you set the password. But in this case, you're going to leave the password blank. I just wanted to show you what happens if the password is not entered by the admin. Because usually it's not going to be. The admin just adds the user, and then the user will set its own password. And then you can choose if this user is an admin, and then this right here, if they get locked out, the admin would be able to unlock them. So let me show you what happens. First of all, another thing. Okay, so this screen right here, you because not all applications will have a login screen, so this is where you would tell the application whether this one has the login screen or not. So we're gonna say that it does. We're gonna say that it's gonna get locked out after 3 tries of putting in the wrong password, and we're gonna clear this box. If this box is not cleared, then on opening the form, on opening the app, no forms are open. It just opens to the navigation pane. That's it. So, and now we're going to restart the app. So, the form now, sorry, the application now reopens to the screen. Also, if you notice, there's no navigation pane, there's no toolbars. So, if the is dev box is unchecked, this is what happens. All the toolbars are hidden, all the um, so the user cannot get into the navigation pane. There's no way to open it with shift. The only way to do that is if the is dev checkbox is checked. So we're gonna log in. I think this is the user that didn't have a password. We'll see. That wasn't it. That's not it either. Oh, this one. So if the user doesn't have a password, um, once they select their login, this is what's gonna open up, and they have to put a password here. So we're gonna do that. I did that on purpose. Passwords don't match. Excuse me. So now they do, and now it logged in. I forgot to set the startup form, so I'm gonna show you everything again. Another thing, that is dev checkbox. After you um, check it or uncheck it, the app has to be restarted twice for the toolbars to appear or disappear. Something to keep in mind. So we're gonna pick a user that doesn't have a password. We're gonna set the password. And now it will open whatever startup form you have set in a different spot. I'll show you where. And so now it opens to the startup form. Um, and now the app is locked. So you cannot open it with shift. Actually, we're gonna try it now. Yep, I held down shift and now it's forcing you to go into the screen. So there's no way to get in the backend, none that I know of. So here's how I do this. I have so there's two ways of doing this. If the app has a login, there's a way to for example, um add a piece of code in the login screen, which is gonna where it's gonna allow you to only put in a password and not a username. And if it sees that password, it's gonna know that this is a dev, and then you restart the app twice, and then you're back in. I like doing this instead. I have this little DB that's linking to all of my apps. So this right here is a link to the app that I'm showing you. So I'm just gonna click is dev, save it, and now it's gonna allow me to log in my way. Twice, as I said, you have to open it. Like right now, if I press F11, nothing happens. So one more time, and then it's gonna let me in. Okay, so now I'm back in the dev mode. Um, so that's that for the login screen and how to lock and unlock the app. There's one more way to disable shift. Um, I guess not sure why you would use that since the way that I just showed you takes care of not just shift, but also the toolbars and everything else. But if you want to, here it goes. It's in the same form, this right here. If you put in the password here, then it's gonna, next time you won't be able to get in with shift. Problem is that um the user account is not gonna have this form available for them. So then you won't be able to get back into this form to put in the password. There are ways around it. For example, what I used to do was I would hide a little box on this on the form, and I would double click, and then it would bring me to the screen. Mm, But the way that I just showed you with the isdev and link into it, I think is the cleanest way.